everyone. My name is Tracy, your host of Healing Starts With You, an Astrology and Healing podcast. Today I'm going to talk about karmic patterns and how that shows up in your life. This is what I do for Steph Mahoney's program, where I find a fear that is holding you back from your timeline, from a soul memory, and I bring that up to the surface so that you can be healed, okay? This is what I do. I can find the patterns. And I'm just going to give you an example of how that will show up in your life. So say if you have the fear of expressing your truth, speaking your truth, and you had parents that were very controlling from the time you're very small, and they would always stop you from speaking your truth. They would either silence you and say, stop talking, we don't have time for you, or they would create situations where you've had a hard time speaking your truth because maybe both parents or one parent was very controlling. And then what happens is when you go to get married or you meet someone, then the fear of commitment comes through because you're afraid to speak your truth and you're afraid to say what's really on your mind, right? And then you'll have that fear of rejection because what if you speak your truth and you get rejected for speaking your truth? Or fear of judgment, what if you say something and you get judged for what you speak about? So that all comes from the very first fear of speaking your truth, okay? Then it morphs into fear of commitment, fear of judgment, fear of rejection. And that's how the pattern starts, just from one fear. And this is what I do for Steph's program, where I find the fear that is holding you back, the strongest one, so that you can let it go, okay, and heal it so that you can live your best life and follow your destiny. But the big two things that stop you from doing this is fear of change and fear of resistance. Okay, those are the two main ones. So even though I make a path and show you the way, okay, there's still that resistance and that fear of change. But we always have free will, so it's really up to you to decide whether you want to let go of those fears or not. But I know from experience, if you keep those fears in your life, 10 years down the road, you'll still have that fear. 20 years down the road, you'll still have that fear until you release them, okay? So this is how I map out the fears for you, starting with the very first fear. I find it through your soul memories and bring it up to the surface so that you can see it, okay? So let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.